Let's prepare one of my favorite dishes that never fails to impress my guests. Begin by boiling the eggs. The recipe requires 6 large eggs, but I always choose to boil an extra 1 or 2 just in case any break or turn out poorly during cooking. Next, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius while we prepare the meat, ensuring everything is ready when it's time to cook. We will also need to boil some water for later use. For the spices, we will need paprika, dry mint leaves, dry parsley, salt, pepper, and a Tunisian spice blend known as mouthwatering. If you're unfamiliar with it or can't find it, please refer to the description box for a link to either purchase or for the recipe to make it your own. I will also include links for dry mint and dry parsley in case you need them. In a medium bowl, combine 500 grams or 1 pound of ground beef. I use 93% lean and 7% fat with the following ingredients: 1 tablespoon of Tunisian spice, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of dry parsley, or 3 tablespoons of minced fresh parsley, 1 generous tablespoon of dry mint. In a small bowl, I will combine some harissa, adjusting the quantity based on your spice tolerance. I used just under half a teaspoon. Next, I added 3 tablespoons of olive oil, reducing it to 2 tablespoons if your meat contained more than 7% fat. After stirring the mixture, I included 4 cloves of garlic, mix it again, and then incorporate it into the meat mixture. Before we begin preparing the meat, make sure to have a sheet of parchment paper ready. Start by kneading the ground beef with clean hands, just as you would with pizza dough. Aim for a smooth texture, which should take a few minutes. Once you achieve that consistency, place the meat mixture onto the parchment paper and shape it into a rectangle. Flatten it as thinly as possible, as you can see in the video. To assist with flattening, you can place another sheet of parchment paper on top and use a rolling pin to roll out the mixture into a smooth shape. Now it's time to incorporate the hard-boiled eggs. Be sure to trim the edges for a flawless finish. So if you end up slicing the meatloaf between 2 eggs, you will not end up with just ground beef. At this stage, arrange the eggs side by side as demonstrated in the video. It is perfectly fine if there is some space between them. We'll tighten it up later. Roll the meat over the eggs, applying as much pressure as possible. Then seal the edges of the meat together. Next, wrap the parchment paper around the meatloaf, ensuring to tighten the side to bring the eggs closer together and secure the loaf during cooking. A handful tip is to use a toothpick or any sharp tool at your disposal to eliminate air pocket. Continue rolling the meatloaf to achieve a smooth and even shape. And for added security, I recommend wrapping it tightly in aluminum foil. Before baking the loaf, place it in a deep oven-safe dish and add boiling water. Make sure it's boiling, not just warm. Bake the loaf for 45 to 50 minutes, flipping it halfway through the baking time. Once it's done, carefully remove the loaf from the dish with water and let it rest on a cooling rack until it cools down. It's essential to use a sharp knife to slice the loaf as thinly as possible. You might consider serving it with a red sauce or a fresh salad. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!